Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Tammy and this is the Tamlyn Long Reset Method, where I share realistic meal prep, calorie tracking and life in the UK. Today I'm batch cooking beef lasagna for the freezer, 2 portions with 2 servings each, and I'll break down the full recipe, the calories, macros and the cost per serving at the end. It is Saturday afternoon, it's 2 p.m, it's already dark in my kitchen. So I am so sorry about the lighting. There's not much I can do at the moment in winter in the UK. However, I have been inspired to make some freezer meals now. So what I would like to make is 2 medium-sized lasagnas for the freezer for during the week. Not specifically both for next week, but I think you know what I mean. These are really great glass containers and they've got plastic clip-on lids. It's a medium size. I will see if I can find the equivalent on Amazon and link it down below because I am into earning some commission. A trick that I learned last month that actually elevated the lasagna to the next level was infusing the milk for the white sauce with cloves, bay leaves and nutmeg. I'm going to make 1 liter of white sauce, so that's a liter of milk, 2 bay leaves, a teaspoon of nutmeg, 4 cloves, 8 tablespoons of flour, 8 tablespoons of butter. For the meat source of the lasagna, I have got 1 kilogram of Tesco 5% ground beef, 1 jar of Tesco bolognese sauce, Tesco lasagna sheets, parsley, garlic powder, my favorite secret ingredient, ground cinnamon, salt and pepper for seasoning, and a little bit of olive oil to start this off. And lastly, I'm going to use 1 onion's worth of these frozen onions that I chopped up earlier. I watched a cooking recipe on YouTube with Alison Roman once, and she described how she likes to cook by layering black pepper. So we're going to start by frying up the onions with a little bit of olive oil, and then I'm going to season the onions with salt and black pepper. And every time I add an ingredient to the pot, I'm going to put a little bit more of black pepper in to keep on layering it. Please don't judge me too harshly, but I wasn't able to totally clean the pot from the last meal that I made. If you can hear that noise in the background, that's just the extractor that I've got on at the moment. And the next thing we're going to do while I'm browning these onions is that we are going to heat up 1 liter of milk, and while it's heating up we will have the bay leaves, the cloves and the nutmeg inside the milk to infuse the milk with that extra flavor. One thing that I really recommend is that you invest in really good stainless steel cookware, and I've got Pro Cook here at home. I'll see if I can find an equivalent on Amazon for you, but this has got markers, the measurement markers. Is the 1 liter marker. Now that the spices are in, I'm just turning this on to bring it to the boil, and then I'm going to turn it off immediately and let it steep for 20 minutes. The onions are browning beautifully, so in goes the mince. That's 500 grams. That's 1 kilogram. Here's the mince in the pan, just browning up. While the milk is heating up and the mince is browning, I'm just going to prepare this pot to make the white sauce. So I'm going to do 8 tablespoons of flour and 8 tablespoons of butter, and that is enough for 1 liter of milk for the white sauce. And then I'm also just going to season it with salt and pepper. I just need to let you all know that you need to keep an eye on the milk. I've turned the heat off, but when it starts to bubble, it does this huge foamy volume thing, and this is the second time I have messed milk all over the stovetop. So either watch it closely the entire time, or do it in a much larger pot so that there's space for it to rise like that, because that is a mess I'm not looking forward to cleaning up. And I'm just going to pour a little bit of milk in to get it back up to that 1 liter mark. Now for accuracy, instead of doing tablespoons of butter, I know that a tablespoon of butter is 14 grams, so we are going to measure out 112 grams of butter. $113 grams, perfect. Now that I've cleaned the stove top, I've switched the plates, and I am going to pour in the bolognese sauce, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of parsley into this with some salt and pepper and some cinnamon. And then we're going to strain the milk and start making the white sauce. And come to think of it, some oregano would do well. This says Italian herbs, but it's actually mixed herbs in here. Without oregano, mixed herbs will be perfect. A teaspoon of mixed herbs. This is looking a little dry. I think we need to add in some tomato paste. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. This looks fantastic. Now we're straining the milk. I'm going to need 2 hands for this part, but I am starting the white sauce, and what happens is you just make a paste out of the flour and the butter on a low heat, and then you gradually add your milk, and then as the milk heats it thickens, and then you have a beautiful white sauce. So the butter is starting to melt, and I'll just keep stirring while I make the paste and slowly add in the milk. So you just gradually add the milk in, and then you stir, and it's thick already. So then you add some more milk and you stir, and I'm just going to pour in the last of the milk trying not to make a mess but failing terribly. And now my job is to stir continuously until this is all blended together and the sauce is nice, thick and creamy. Okay, it's still going strong. I dropped the heat a little bit so that it wasn't so active, but it's thickening and everything looks great. And there it is, perfect white sauce. Now we start layering. Yeah, I've just resealed the lasagna sheets into this baggie. I have used about 1/4 of this box. I got these IKEA bags on Amazon. And here we have it. 2 lasagnas all ready and prepped for my freezer. I'm going to let them cool for a moment and then put the lid on and put them in the freezer. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to subscribe down below. And until next time, bye for now.